Okay, distribution and FOIL. Let's take a look at 2x, 2 open bracket, x plus 3 close bracket. Or 2 open, x plus 3 close. Now we want to take the thing in front and put our distribution arrows in, not fishing arrows in, distribution or multiplication arrows in. And 2 times x is 2x. And 2 times positive 3 is positive 6. Look at that, I didn't circle my answer in the notes. Shame on me. Okay, x open bracket, x plus 2. Again, we're going to distribute. You can skip the arrows if you want. You don't even have to write the arrows. X times x is x squared. And x times positive 2 is positive 2x. Again, in this question or the last, you could arbitrarily check a number. Let's try on the left. So let's just say x equals 3 star. And if we put it into the question, for x, right here, 3 plus 3 is 6. 2 times 6 is 12. So the question was 12. Excuse me. Correct. Then, putting it into the answer that we got, equals 2 times 3 is 6, plus 6 is 12. So because we put it into the question and our circled answer, our arbitrary value of x, and we got the same thing, we know that the answer is correct. And you could keep doing that. So you can learn how to do stuff at home on your own. And you can literally make up rules on the test and find out if they actually are true or not. Great. Okay, so let's take a look at some positive and negative distribution. So I have a positive or a positive number in front of something. Those brackets are literally useless. If I have a negative in front of something, I have to distribute the negative in. We were really distributing the positive in. But if we distribute the negative in, negative times x is negative x, and negative times negative 2 is positive 2. Circle your answer. Circle the x plus 3 in the last part of the question if you want to. And then we're also going to have backwards distribution. So x plus 2 with a 3, and we're going to distribute in backwards. 3 times x is 3x. Positive 2 times, or 3 times 2 is 6. Distributing forwards and backwards. So one thing in the box, 5 minus open bracket x minus 2, close. It's only the negative that we distribute. This 5 is way off to the left. 5 minus x plus 2. Negative times x is negative x. Negative times negative 2 is positive 2. Negative times negative is positive. Okay, expand and simplify. So let's take a look at x plus 2, x plus 3. And we're going to learn what's called the FOIL method. Rarely in math do I do acronyms, but only when they are so specific to exactly the method. So we're going to do it pretty like. First to the first, F. First to the last, outsides, insides, lasts. FOIL. Firsts, outsides, insides, lasts. And notice how pretty it looks. Now we're going to do the multiplication in the order that it came. X times x is x squared. X times positive 3 is positive 3x. Positive 2 times x is positive 2x. Positive 2 times positive 3 is positive 6. Then we have like terms. Let's circle the like terms. X squared plus 3x plus 2x. 3 plus 2 is 5. Plus 5x plus 6. Circle the answer. Check your answer. Put a number like 5 into the question. 5 plus 2 is 7. 5 plus 3 is 8. 7 times 8 is 56. 56 equals, x equals 5 star. That was putting it into the question. Now we're going to put it into the answer. The question is always a thing at the top, below a circle or square. The answer is always a thing at the bottom, the circled thing. putting the 5 into the answer for both x's. X squared, 5 squared is 25, plus putting the 5 in for the second x. 5 times 5 is 5. 25 plus 25 is 50, plus 6 is 56. Check mark. So off to the right, you've got alternate methods and quick methods where you do it at quicker and fashions for reasons, skipping middle steps. Do as many of those as you want. I would suggest pick them up on your own and really think about things and go, oh, I keep doing this thing every time. That seems so easy. Why don't I try and turn that thought into one? Okay, down the page, x plus 2 all squared. Well, we learned in exponents that we absolutely cannot distribute the squared into a binomial. So we have to write down the definition of squared. Two things that are beside each other. Then we're going to FOIL it out. So first to the first, first to the last. Inside to the inside, inside to the last. The same arrows as we just did above. If you like to skip lines, so all the arrows are perfect and stuff, do it, or whatever, but here, okay? So we get x squared. Now, it's going to be plus 2x, which is plus 4x. And that's what I'm talking about skipping steps. Look in the notes if you really want to see every step. The last step, 2 times 2, is positive 4. Circle your answer. Okay, now let's look at coefficients of things. So let's say negative x plus 2, x plus 4. So let's take this thing. Now, what do you want to do first? Distribute the negative? No, we want to FOIL the thing out first. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my brackets and put the negative in front. Then I'm going to do x times x is x squared. Forgot my pretty arrows. Now I'm going to do plus 4x plus 2x is plus 6x. Again, if that's difficult or there's negatives or whatever, just show more steps. And then pick an arbitrary x value, put it into the question, put it in the answer, like we just did above in big red. Make sure that it's the same, and then you can make up any rule that you want. 2 times 4 is 8, positive 8. Continuing, then I'm going to distribute the negative. Negative x squared minus 6x minus 8, giving the negative to all things. Notice how messy it gets when you don't skip lines. So if that's troubling, then obviously. Okay, so let's take a look at another one. X plus 3x squared minus 2x plus 8. And we're just going to do a triple FOIL. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we're going to do all those steps and follow the notes and try it on your own and make sure it's the same as the notes. Or prove me wrong and I'll pay you $5. Whatever. ... Read the notes. Okay, what if we have... Okay, so I'm kind of... I just accidentally went down in the notes. I'm going to do one more up to the right in the notes. So we're a tad up to the right. 2x plus 4x minus 1. Again, ... Look at the notes. Do the FOIL first, then distribute the 2. Combine like terms in the middle if you want to. Practice some of these on your own. Make sure that they're the same. Okay, so let's go for another question. The one down below to the right a bit. Okay, so what we're going to do first is the first set of brackets. I'm going to put square red brackets. Now again, I'm going to skip some steps. X squared plus 2x plus x is 3x plus 2. Then I'm going to put brackets around it. Then I'm going to put x minus 3 over here. Then I'm going to distribute backwards. 1, 2, 3. Probably not in that order. 1, 2, 3. Probably not in that order. But ... in the notes because that's exactly the example that we just talked about. Off to the left. We want to keep this stuff pretty and short and great. Okay, so there is 2, kind of one down in the middle below, but again, you always know where a question is because it's directly below a circle. So I'm going to write down one of the questions, x plus 4 plus 2 open bracket x minus 1. And we're going to distribute first x plus 4 plus 2x positive 2 times negative that. And then combine like terms, x plus 2x, 3x, 4x minus 2. Circle your answer. And then further off to the right, I hope that you're not writing as big as I am, or just put it below, or write smaller, because I hope you haven't used all the page. Excuse me. We're doing the question further off to the right. So here, we're going to FOIL this. Then we're going to take this negative and distribute it in. There'll be 3 terms. Then we're going to scribble out these brackets because they don't matter. Then we're going to combine like terms. Now, algebra trials, I put an example. They are silly. The definition of x squared being a square is awesome, but the definition of x being a rectangle throws everything else off. If x squared was a rectangle and x's were lines and digits were dots, it would make a little bit more sense, but once I made the digits dots, it throws it all off. So there's an example of algebra trials. Ask the teacher if you have to. Just tell them that you know how to do everything else, so you don't need to learn how to do algebra tiles. Or if they tell you have to, then learn how to do algebra tiles. But you basically write the 2 things that you're multiplying, treat it exactly like a multiplication table, and figure out what the answer is. Then do it the normal way and make sure that the answer is the same. Or if they say you have to do it on the test, just do it the normal way, figure out what the answer is, and draw that in the location where they want you to put it, etc. Either way, notice how perfect it looks. It's very horizontal and vertically over, no overlapping lines. All right, so we've taken a look at algebraic expressions definitions, combining like terms, adding and subtracting like terms, simply adding the coefficients, add or subtracting. Like terms being the same letter and the same exponents, plural. Then we multiplied and divided by multiplying coefficients and adding or subtracting, adding exponents, and then dividing by dividing coefficients and subtracting exponents. And then a couple more versions of multiplication with brackets and what to do first and when to distribute what. But typically, FOIL, distribute, combine like terms.